Travis Wayne Goodsell. As the majority of you are new, and there's only, I would dare say, a couple who have been here since the beginning days, if any at all. By that, I refer you to Travis Wayne Goodsell's site, not TWG. Because in 2017, I started taking off. And actually was, I see 5 years ago with almost 30K now. 40K, sorry. And then I got 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, 3 years. When I'm up in the multiple thousands. And so it's 2017 when I started getting a presence on YouTube. And so let's go down memory lane for all of you newbies. It was November 4th, 2016, right before the election, that I learned from Fox 13 News Utah. They did a quick little segment to close off the morning show about the solar eclipse, not until way in August 21st, 2017. Dropped my jaw. I knew exactly what that meant. And so I knew that my whole focus and shift on what I was working on, which was mostly Paleo-Hebrew at the time, I had redone the Hebrew script and was getting close to finishing it. And now I knew I needed to start focusing on the signs in the heavens that were occurring and were going to occur. I needed to find them. And rushed to finish off the Paleo-Hebrew script. And as I've revisited it for the vocabulary that I've just uploaded on academia.edu, I realized that there was some stuff that needed to be included. For example, the universal symbol of the sun, the O, needed to have the moon included with it. It's a combo glyph, even though it's just one symbol. I go over it. I did it in a video for you too, I believe. And so, in the LDS dates for the return to Independence, Missouri, and yeah, I had to correct myself on that one when I found the Joseph Smith Papers, 19 July 1840b. Joseph Smith Papers are the authoritative source for all things Joseph and the starting of the church. And so it's not Independence, Missouri. That's the Danite location, and only the Great and Abominable Church would tell Mormons about that. Yeah, and they're not even going to go there. And sure enough, they've created it's a secret meeting, only those who are called will go. But, and so I began running tests for the signs in the heavens and the likeness of things on the earth. Joseph Smith translation, Revelation chapter 12, verse 1. And so Larry Miller, when he died, checked the signs in heaven. Sure enough, oh, isn't that interesting? His love of horses was attached in there and other stuff. So I published a book on Amazon with that and some other things that I was finding out as I was running tests to figure out the signs in the heavens with events on Earth, identifying who the representation on Earth is for each of the 5 major planets. Who's Mars again? Who's Mars? Which constellation is Mars in right now? And so I've occasionally done videos on both channels where I'll remind you guys of this process of doing a sign in heaven video. And in this year, this was July 2017 when my #1 video of all time was done. I'd found Revelation chapter 12 verse 1, 2, and 5, but I didn't quite know that 5 was I hadn't found it yet. And so some of the earlier pictures cuts off Ophiuchus with Saturn, because I didn't see the connection with 5 being moved there. That's in the Book of Mormon. But on the 23rd of September 2017, the date, I started the business website on Weebly. And it seemed to be a catalyst for merging the two, YouTube and the website, helping to funnel people to YouTube as I was posting YouTube videos on my website. And so you see the number 2, LDS Mormon Church finds ancient records at Adam-on-Diamond. These are not serious, but Mormons who want to criticize and want to get back at critics will claim victimhood. Oh, you deceived me. This isn't about real plates. Yeah, well, if you're gonna be dumb, not study your religion. Yeah, well, 4.8 thousand 3 years ago. And then this topic has been the #1 on both channels. It's the #1 on TWG, and it's got 2 in the 3rd and 4th position on Travis Wayne Goodsell. LDS Church President Nelson changes temple text, still gets it wrong. And then followed up by #4. That one's 4.2K if you're caring. Followed by 3.8K. LDS Church President Nelson destroys family unit with new temple changes. And I had it on old. The most popular. Breaking LDS news. Russell M. Nelson changes temple covenants again. 2 years ago. And so when he first did it, and then when he redid it, after a certain filing in the federal courts, he was so pissed that he had to change it. And as you can see, he got his revenge. But fun times messing with the Antichrist of the latter days. And so, since that time, in 2017, when people were paying attention to me, I was getting 3,000 views per day on my website from all over the world. And Amazon, lots of sales for Paleo Hebrew. That's my #1 seller, and thus I'm mostly known throughout the world for my Paleo Hebrew work. Each different site has its differences. The website was more about criticism of the church. That was mostly my focus for blogs, but occasionally I'd throw in some government stuff on my website because I could do that, whereas on YouTube, everybody tells me to back off on government stuff. And when you click on the oldest first on TWG, you can see that I was trying to use this as a business page. So 4 years ago, TWG Talk, Constitutional Rights, first video test run. And it's very dark. TWG Talk, Restoring the Constitution, #2. And then #3, Freedom. So I was working on the publication of what became a book. And it was those first 4 videos. It wasn't working. And so I didn't continue with YouTube. I was getting more attention on my website. But you'll notice that there's a big gap, 4 years to 2 years, where I start James Comey committed treason. And then followed up by LDS Mormon Church treason. And then LDS or TWG versus LDS Mormon Church. LDS critic YouTube censorship. Mormonism, magic, and Knights Templar. So you see a shift in the videos on this. It's because the church, after I filed the lawsuit, attacked me online. Shut down my website, canceled Travis Wayne Goodsell. I then thought, well, let's use TWG. Haven't been using it for a couple of years. And so TWG got incorporated and gone back and forth when I get attacked by the church's employee that's been planted within YouTube to attack me, to shut me down and silence me. And so that's the reason why you do not see 40,000, 5,000, etc., which in the beginning it was exponentially increasing. I've got the website going, and the two are feeding off of each other. But then, boom, the church steps in, shuts me down, silences me. They do not like me, Sam I am. Well, the sad thing is that over the time, there have been people who have been believers who are looking for something else in life because the church couldn't give it to them. And because it's the beginning, I hadn't found the end date yet. And I witnessed over the course of months people give up hope. They wanted it accomplished immediately. And I did too. I wanted it to be over and done with so that I can get to Zion, which I thought was Independence, Missouri. And it was sad to witness other people just give up and disappear. One of them I got a hold of, and she had informed me that She was now getting a divorce from her Mormon husband. And so her life was taking an even worse turn. And then, of course, now we have all these other problems that we've got since 2020, of which I lost the majority of my viewers, subscribers on YouTube, both channels. Because you'll see Travis Wayne Goodsell has 600 subscribers, and my regular number of views per day, it's 26 minutes, not views, 0 views. But from last night's video, 25, 5, 3. What happened to those two guys? 23, 23, 8, 32, 18, 12, 17, 9, 5, 31, 30. This is not what's supposed to happen. There's supposed to be an exponential increase over time, and it's just not happening anymore. YouTube has fixed the algorithms to deny me. Those are the average views there. On TWG, we go back to the newest. Oh, got 4 already. But from last night, 32, 27, 17, 54, 27, 35, 52, 45, 29, 39, 46. Again, supposed to be an exponential increase, not happening. YouTube has made sure that that will not happen ever again. And there's a reason. Because if we go to the most popular again, the number 6 position explains why. On Travis Wayne Goodsell, April 2019 LDS Conference Review, second session. Every conference time, my views skyrocket. People are on YouTube specifically looking for the topics. And I figured out how to get attention with the wording in my titles. So on TWG, the number 5 position, Travis Wayne, or TWG, I started something different. LDS Church to abolish Book of Mormon for April 2021 General Conference. 3.3K, 1 year. And with this successive conferences, there's an increase of several hundred each time. And so after the first conference, that surpassed 1,000 views. And like I said, now it's 3.3K because of successive conferences. And then number 9 position, 2021 April LDS General Conference pre-show. And then for 5 months ago, LDS presidency announces restoration of polygamy for April 2020 General Session, 22 joining session. Oh my God, he actually did it. It's one thing to make the claim and Nelson gets upset and then doesn't do it, but when he does it, $1.9K. And it should be higher. This is the wall that I'm dealing with. And so, with the virus, I lost the majority of my earlier people. my earlier viewers and subscribers. I remember communicating with one particular who was sharing my videos on Facebook. Not anymore. She's dead. That she talked about her daughter coming in contact with someone who had been infected, and she didn't understand how this worked. So I had to explain to her what the medical professionals were telling us, the difference between quarantining and isolating, and that because she came in contact, she needs to isolate, stay away from everybody, and if she gets the symptoms, obviously contact her doctor, but wait for it was 2 weeks in the beginning that the doctors were telling us to isolate for. But it's difficult because our governments throughout the land, and with businesses wanting to stay open and not closing, which caused our inflation that we're having today. People were being forced to make a decision. Do you stay safe and stay home? Or do you send your kids off to school? Do you go back to work? And you can see the result. The extortionists won. And now we're in a whole big mess of trouble. And so I lost a lot of people as a result of the forced extortion by government, business, and Nelson. Church is still open. It was prophesied. He's the leader. He's a medical doctor. And what does he do? Oh, Jesus will heal you. Trust in Jesus. Pray for Jesus. God, he makes me so angry. Such an evil man. And lots of people have died unnecessarily because of him. And YouTube has helped him, because I got shut down because of pointing out what the medical doctors had said to do, but it went against Nelson, and YouTube chose Nelson over the medical doctors. So I'm able to do longer videos for you guys because my laptop is quicker in processing things than my tower. And so even though my tower, as I was telling you, takes 3 times longer, this is minute per minute, so this will so far take 24 minutes. So it's still a long time, but I thought that was important to let you guys know that we still have 2 more years. I've been trying to get that through to people last couple of years. 2024, that's the end date, according to Revelation 19. And if you think that we're going through some tough times now, it's gonna get worse. The drought, gonna get worse. Virus, we already know. Stats tell us it's getting worse. I'm still keeping track of the stats. It's unfortunate that our governor is wanting us dead. But they're purposely causing these problems to destroy the church, and the more I talk, and fulfill their plot, their 200-year-old plot And I see this coming election as a big deal. We will see the third attempt at election fraud. We've already been told by the enemy that that's what they're going to do. And we've seen how the Supreme Court has granted them that permission to do so. Yeah, things are going to get worse before they get better, guys. And we have to hold on for dear life. So, I'll close with the prophecy of it. It's from Matthew. There's the abomination, that code word, false Christ, false prophets. Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall ever be. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Utter destruction. Remember? But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Really? Shortened? This is shortened? And then it talks about false Christ, false prophets. And that refers to what Joseph Smith was talking about. Hearken to the Mormon Christ. Joseph Smith says that the elect are Mormons who listen to the true Christ. And those days shall be shortened. And there have been opportunities for the Exodus that I've been telling you about, but they've come and gone. So those shortenings have been prolonged. So hang on, guys. 2 more years. 1.5 technically.